Hey there, Spyral Gang, Two-Tone back with a new Spyral combo. As you may have known from the recent Master Duel update, my good friend Appointer of the Red Lotus is banned. That means the most recent deck that you see me build with the Arise Heart, Ancient Secret Village, Ancient Fairy Dragon combo that included Appointer is functionally dead in the water. You can still kind of pull something off with like a different card like Spiritual Water out Owie, but it's way too high investment and you lose too much extra deck stuff that I don't think it's worth going for. So instead, I'm just going to come up with an entirely new combo for you that is degenerate in its own way, and that is with Artifact Mjollnir. Now, you may not have seen this card very often. I think sometimes PK players can do this combo, but Spyral can do it a little better because we are Spyral. This card reads, and the important thing that matters is if this card is special summoned during your opponent's turn, target an artifact monster in your graveyard, special summon to defense, that doesn't really matter. Also, you cannot special summon monsters until the end of the next turn, except artifact monsters. What this means is if you can summon this monster to your opponent's side of the field, then they will be suffering this effect where it says you cannot special summon monsters to the end of the next turn. Doing it on your turn means you're your opponent's opponent for the purposes of Mjollnir triggering, so they get this negative effect if you summon it on their side, and it lasts until their end phase next turn. So it's functionally a complete special summon block. It's even better than a scythe block for that case, as long as you can special summon it on your turn, and we do that via this card, Imperial Princess Quincurry, who's just a generic rank 5, and you can special summon a level 5 monster from your graveyard to your field or your opponent's field. Pretty straightforward. The hardest thing about this combo is making a rank 5, because Spyral isn't really a rank 5 deck, but we are Spyral, and we can do anything we set our minds to. And I'm doing that with the combination of this card, Awakening of the Possessed Nefarious or Archfiend, a card you may recognize from some janky Adamantipator combos from the past, before Black Dragon was banned. But this card can special summon it from your deck to the field by sending a Spellcaster monster and a face-up level 4 or lower Earth monster to the graveyard. And of course, as Spyral, we have tons of Spellcaster access via Selene and Master Plan and Souls, and we have level 1 or level 4 or lower Earth monsters in the form of Quick Fix and Super Agent, typically. I guess Last Resort also counts, but that's not who you're usually using it for. And other than that, that's pretty much it. The only other level 5 access we need is through Puzzlamino, the drop-in deleter. You special summon a monster to an arrow it points to, you can turn it to a level 5. Overlay your Archfiend and your Puzzlamino target, get a rank 5, and you're good to go. And that's really it. The combo is pretty succinct in that nature, and it gives you a lot of extra deck room to mess around with. As you can see, I've even got a little Zeus line thrown in here just for fun. But these two could be any generic extra deck card you want. Underworld Goddess, Nightmare Cerberus, all that good jazz. You could throw in a Firewall Dragon even as a little bit of extra board power. I threw in a little bit of a Tri-Gate Wizard setup because you have a lot of material left over at the end of this combo, and if you just have a lot of generic material, Tri-Gate does tend to be the best thing to make. I'm a well-known hater of Tri-Gate Wizard in most Spyral builds. That's because people make Tri-Gate and then expect that to win the game by itself, and it's just not good enough. But, you know, Tri-Gate backing up a complete special summon block is pretty good. And you need to out for like evenly matched when your opponent turns this thing to attack mode, crashes into your monsters, and then drops an evenly matched on you. So having an Omni Negate's pretty solid in that instance. Other than that, that's basically the combo and the deck. The only other thing of note is I have cut the Kashtira monsters for the dangers. You could still run the caches in this deck. There's nothing bad about them, but I didn't. If I'm not running a Rise Heart, I don't feel as good about running the Unicorn stuff. And I wanted to cut down on the extra bricks and Theosis and regular Rise Heart because I am running 2 pseudo bricks because this isn't the hard Garnet because it can't summon from the hand instead of the deck, but you don't want to draw it. And Mjollnir is not bad to draw because you can skip Curious, but not good to draw because it's a brick. Obviously, it doesn't do anything when you draw it. But other than that, that's really it. Oh, one last little thing is I did throw in a Curry-Car Div Incarnate. This is like a metagame call because purely players are like emulating some of the top Duelist Cup decks that had like Utopic Draco Future Ghost Trick engine in it, and they're like making double Noir with it. So sometimes you need more than one kaiju, and this is more than one kaiju in those instances. And it is funny that it also serves as a small world bridge to Mjollnir. So if you have a level 1 monster like Quick Fix or Drone or Souls in hand, you can go from one of those through Kurikara to Mjollnir to get a fairy in case you have to open up your combo with Curious or some nonsense. It's also a light, so you can get there through Gamma and Driver. That's probably the more common way to do it. And yeah, that's basically it. Nothing else to really talk about, so let's go ahead and get into the combo. Alright, so here we are just back again against the unfortunate Monarch bot, my typical punching bag, and this is combo. Pretty straightforward one. Go ahead and use Loser Cast. I'm just going to shove back this Assault Mission, I guess. I'd have to search one of these cards out regardless, either Drone or Assault Mission. I guess I'll just make it Assault Mission, though. I want to pretend I have to search out the drone as per usual. Anyhow, you open up souls as you do. I'm gonna turn off prompts so I don't have to worry about that. And this is pretty typical of the older Spyral combos. This isn't going to be like the weird Link Creepo first, then double Helix combo I was doing with the Rise Heart build. But the actual old Spyral combos. And you actually can see that I've already got prompts to summon the Nefarious or Archfiend, because this is a low-level Earth monster and this is a spellcaster, so you'd automatically have them pop it up. So you search Rescue Mission here. I'm only going to draw one card because I don't want to draw a card that might mess up the combo, like drawing Mjollnir. Wouldn't make the combo not work, but it would make it awkward to demonstrate. So I'm just going to draw one. Small World's just fine. And we'll use Borg Blocker to discard this Rescue Mission. This is kind of what you would do anyhow. Like if you open Spyral Resort to search Quick Fix, you would send the Resort and the Big Red to draw two, and then just use Borg Blocker to discard the Rescue. If you had multiple rescues or multiple missions in hand, you would probably send those to the graveyard just to play it safe. Stuff like that. But otherwise, that's just all very minor nuances you pick up from playing the deck a lot. Nothing super important. So we can go ahead and grab our Sleeper, because Sleeper is a part of this inboard. And you can just Spyral Resort. And we play Spyral Resort. Typically, you would hold Spyral Resort to, like, you know, in case your opponent saves an Ash Box for your double Helix or something. But, you know, if that's not what's going to happen, you will just search Super Agent. Let's say your opponent already Ashed you or something. Or you know they don't have an Ash because their hand clearly doesn't show the prompt. So we'll go ahead and search Super Agent early, but you would actually save searching that Super Agent for later, just for the sake of playing correctly. Alright, let's go get our Assault Mission. I did have 3 spells in rotation thanks to the preparation rights. That's usually what's going to happen, though there are more awkward ways to play around not having that extra spell in rotation. For instance, you could search a Last Resort. You make Double Helix first, and you search a Last Resort and equip it to the Double Helix, and then you make Selene. It's really awkward. It could do it, but you don't want to do it if you don't have to. Go ahead and summon, get Rescue Mission, and then you make your Double Helix. Honestly, I'm just feeling the air while I'm doing a basic Spyral combo that you've probably seen enough times, but here we are. So I'll do a Quick Fix, discard Assault. Oop. And you're going to want to summon Drone over here on the left-hand side, because that's where you're going to make Puzzlamino. So in this situation, I would normally search Drone here. I'm just going to search the second Big Red instead, because I already have the Drone in hand. We're going to go ahead and summon Drone over here, because that's where you're going to make the Puzzlamino later. Boom. Stack the top of their deck. Monster spell. And activate Calling Monster. And then we will summon out our other Quick Fix. So, the important thing about the Nefarious Archfiend guy is you cannot use a Quick Fix that will banish when it leaves the field to summon it, because you have to send monsters to the graveyard. So in this case, I'm just going to send... I'm going to just send my fresh Quick Fix and my Selene, because you make Curious and the only Link 4 in your combo is Appaloosa, the Selene can't ever make up the material. It's only going to represent one Link material, so you might as well use it for this purpose. And you want to summon Nefarious Archfiend over here, because this is where we're going to summon monsters to the Puzzlamino zone, so a Nefarious can't be over here. But now we just summon Nefarious, and he summons Quick Fix for free on summon, which is like a nice little piece of extension, so you actually end up with the same real Link material you would have had anyhow, because Selene only represents one Link material anymore. And now we can go and make Link Creepo over here to eventually enable our Curious play, which is going to happen with Quick Fix discarding this extra Rescue Mission. Summoning. And at this point you would search your second Big Red for follow-up, but obviously I don't have it here. And we'll Rescue Mission back Master Plan. This will get our final Rescue Mission out of the deck that we do not need for the combo, typically, so you'll go ahead and add your final mission, and then make Curious. Woo. Dark, dark, dark. And Curious will go ahead and send our Mjollnir. Ooh. It's actually a mid-level monster, so it's not at the end like Northras or most of the cards I tend to send with Curious. I did mill an extra Quick Fix, but we're gonna pretend that's not there because it's not part of the regular combo. So yeah, before you do that, we're going to summon the Super Agent if you have a hand with Super Agent, Calling Monster. If you don't have Super Agent for whatever reason, say your opponent ashed your Double Helix and you had to search Quick Fix Spyral Resort, you can just summon Master Plan to make Puzzlamino, but this is the efficient way to do it. We'll call Monster, summon, And we'll make Puzzlamino over here. On the left-hand side. Then we will discard a rescue mission with Quick Fix. Summon Quick Fix. Use Puzzlamino's effect to turn Quick Fix into a level 5. And then we will make our Quinquery. Bam! Quinquery effect. We will detach Quick Fix. This does recycle a Quick Fix too, which is nifty. We'll summon Mjollnir on your opponent's side of the field. That's the important part. Do not misclick this, or your turn will end, and it's very sad. And that will lock them out. See, the effect has triggered, despite the fact that I do not have an artifact monster in the graveyard. And at this point, you just build your Trigate board. So, for instance, you don't need this Quinquery anymore, so you might as well just turn Appaloosa with Curious and the Quinquery. Ta-da! And at this point, it's just a matter of what you want to spend, right? Like, if I have double Quick Fixes, I could like make a Link Rebo, make a Quick Fix, but the basic way would be like this. Though if you had extra material, like I have this Danger in hand, I could have done that to make up the extra material here and saved this rescue mission, so I'd have more follow-up next turn. But there you go. And if you want your Appaloosa to be immune to a combat phase, you'll just use your second Quick Fix, which you would have throughout the combo. Discarding whatever. And you'll just turn it into a Nightmare Phoenix. So you get a full Trigate board. Your opponent is locked out of special summoning, which means you're immune to Kaijus, which is one of the biggest weaknesses Trigate's always had. Boop. And you have Sleeper still. So if it's a back row deck, Sleeper still tears apart back row decks, like Labyrinth or whatever would set up like 3 cards. You'll have Sleeper to pop 2 at Trigate to negate 1 and Sleeper to pop anything else. It's really hard for Labyrinth going second to play into Sleeper in the first place. And that is the full combo. Like I said, if you have extra extenders or whatever, it's pretty easy to save that rescue mission to make the Trigate Wizard. But other than that, yeah, there you go. Trigate plus completely locked out of Social Summoning plus Sleeper plus Appaloosa plus L plus Ratio plus they lose. Now, the interesting thing about this combo is if you're playing a pure variant, which I'm not apt to do most of the time, but if you are playing a pure variant and you find yourself doing the Drone Agent combo a lot, the Drone Agent combo still makes Mjollnir, though it doesn't get to the Trigate stuff. And I'll show you how to do that up next, I guess. Alright, so here we are back against the Monarch bot. So what I'm going to do, this is a different version of the deck that I'm using just to get to the Drone and Agent faster. I'm going to use Jack in the hand here. And hopefully the robot doesn't take my drone. Yeah, there we go. It takes my Quick Fix, which is funny because I have the other Quick Fix, but we're going to get around that by shuffling Quick Fix back so it doesn't mess up my combo real quick. This is why I still have the Illusion of Chaos in here, even though I'm not going to use it. Bear with me, folks. It's a little weird, but I'm gonna get to just Drone and just Agent. There we go. I don't recommend running Jack in the hand very often, but you know, if you're just doing a demo and you're just trying to get a level 1 in your hand, it kind of works. All right, so here we go. Drone plus Agent. Now, I am going to treat this combo as if I don't have these extra spell cards in rotation. So I'm going to pretend like you just hard drew Drone and Agent, because this is like the worst case scenario with your weakest 2-card combo. I'm gonna show you how even with that you can get to Mjollnir. So we're gonna go to Double Helix. I need these prompts on for later. And recall monster. And we'll go get Master Plan. Whoop. And this is where you get your Assault Mission, and this side you get your Quick Fixes. Now, you do have to skip Sleeper and the Drone Agent combo, unfortunately, because you need to access double Quick Fix. If you opened up with a Quick Fix in hand and you could discard it, you could still search Sleeper, but that is not what we're doing here. We are doing the absolute worst case scenario 2-card combo. The worst case scenario is obviously completely bricking, you know, but we're pretending that's not the case here. This is still a guaranteed combo if you get this far. So you'd have to search 1 Quick Fix with Master Plan, and you'd have to search the second Quick Fix with Spyral Resort. We'll go ahead and get that out of the way. So the only spell card you're guaranteed to have in this combo by the time you get to the point where you want to Selene are Quick Fix and, not Quick Fix, are Big Red and Spyral Resort, searched off Quick Fix and Master Plan. But you can get around it with a little bit of cleverness, and I'll show you that in just a second. So we'll go ahead and get our Big Red. As you can see, the 3 drones in there from this demo version. Summon Master Plan. And we will activate getting our rescue mission. Now, we need a super agent name on the field, but we can't because we have no way to summon him, right? Wrong. I can actually use drone. I want to banish the super agent, which you will have guaranteed in the drone agent combo, even though I do have a Spyral resort to banish. And you would do that if you were in this situation. We will banish the super agent because that's guaranteed. And we'll shuffle double helix back into our extra deck. And now we can summon double helix. And this gets us our super agent name on the board. And that allows us to discard Quick Fix with Quick Fix. Summoning Quick Fix. And you go ahead and search here. We'll get Last Resort. Now here's the cute part of the combo. We're going to discard Rescue Mission with Quick Fix. Summon Quick Fix over here. And you would search your extra big red here, I suppose. But you're out of discards here. And so you can't get this bigger into the graveyard very easily. And you want to summon Master Plan at this point now. So what we're going to do is summon Master Plan now. Now I'm going to show you a little trick. We've already skipped Sleeper, so this Last Resort doesn't have a whole lot of value to us. But what we can do is equip Last Resort to our double helix such that it counts as a spell card on the field. And that will enable Selene. So I will have Spyral Resort on field, Last Resort on field, and Big Red in graveyard, and that will count as 3 spellcasters for Selene. Now the problem you might know here, or you might realize is a problem here, is I have used both my Quick Fixes from graveyard, so they are both going to banish now. And that would typically be a problem, but it will not be a problem here, because we're going to do a little bitty trick. So we're going to overlay, obviously, so we don't lose our Quick Fixes. And this is why Dull Hand is important, unfortunately, guys. I know you don't want to hear it, but Dull Hand is important to this combo. So we'll detach Quick Fix, and we'll just lower the attack of Selene, doesn't matter. And now, here's the tricky part. You're going to discard Rescue Mission with Quick Fix, and you're going to chain that Rescue Mission to Quick Fix's discard effect. And that way you summon Quick Fix from the graveyard without his graveyard condition mattering. And now suddenly, I mean, I could use this effect here because I have extra drones, but you probably won't unless you're playing a weird version of the deck. But now Quick Fix can go to the graveyard thanks to it being summoned by Rescue Mission, and we can summon our Archfiend. Bam, and bam. And just like before, the Nefarious Archfiend will summon back Quick Fix, who can turn into, I mean, might as well, obviously. Oh yeah, it doesn't matter. It is negated, but we can summon Linkribo, and what do you know? Dark Spellcaster, Dark Cyburst, Dark Fiend. Why, that looks like the exact monsters I need for Curious. Now, because we have used our Super Agent up, we are a little low on material to make a Tri-Gate Wizard, but we still can send our Mjollnir. Those don't matter, and we should still have 2 Quick Fixes alive and well in the graveyard. One's in my opponent's hand because of Jack in the Hand, which is very funny, but not super relevant here. But we can discard a Rescue Mission, summon Quick Fix. I mean, I might as well use this effect in this particular deck, but again, you wouldn't. You probably wouldn't have 3 drones unless you're doing Machine Dupe, but if you are, hey, there you go. Now we will Rescue Mission back Master Plan. Even though we are out of missions, this is necessary to summon Puzzlemino. So, you'll summon Master Plan, and you'll make Puzzlemino. Bam. Using this spare Quick Fix and this Master Plan. And then you'll use your final Quick Fix activation here. Discarding Big Red. Summoning Quick Fix. Turning him into a level 5 via Puzzlemino. And now, you can make Queen Query. Now, unfortunately, like I said, you are a little bit out of material. You don't have quite enough to make a Tri-Gate here. You don't have like a Rescue Mission to revive Double Helix and stuff, which is like the extra material you would typically need. So your best bet at this point is probably just to make a really, really big Appaloosa. If you wanted to, you could make a Firewall Dragon and an Appaloosa here if you're running Firewall Dragon instead of the Zeus package, which is a fairly reasonable thing to do. But that's not what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do this. Make a humongous Appaloosa. You can actually leave Double Helix on the field with Last Resort too, which is kind of funny. But I would probably just make a really big Appaloosa. This plays around evenly matched pretty well too if they like crash into your Appaloosa with Mjollnir. One big Appaloosa is really strong in those scenarios. But yeah, there you go. A 4-mat Appaloosa. You've still got Spyral Resort and Graveyard. You've still got like quick fixes and stuff, and you would probably have an extra big red in hand. You don't have to discard it like I did for follow-up. So there you go, everybody. That's the Drone Agent combo with no initial Selene access, mind you. That still gets you to Mjollnir and a 4-mat Appaloosa, which is better than most decks can do as a combo. And alright, let's get back to the deck and give a little conclusion. Alright, so here we are. Let's go over the pros and cons of the deck. Pros, you have tons of tech room. Obviously, the fact that I'm playing a Zeus line and a Tri-Gate Wizard at all in Spyral means there's clearly plenty of room, and all these other little pieces aren't that important. The only two important cards in the deck or the only important cards to the combo are Curious, the Quinquery, Puzzleomino, Mjollnir, and the Nefarious Guy. And everything else is pretty much free to do with as you please as far as combo goes, besides the basic Spyral cards that we pretty much always play no matter what, right? You just have those because they're good engine pieces. The other upside is it's pretty good at winning in most scenarios. Like most decks can't play through Mjollnir, and if they can, like maybe Labyrinth or something, they probably can't play through Sleeper. Like the Acro decks probably don't care about Mjollnir, like a Runic or Lab deck, but Sleeper and Tri-Gate Wizard would eat those decks alive, so I wouldn't be that worried about that. Now the downsides. It's weak against Bystials. Ostensibly, I mean, Spyral's always going to be weak against Bystials because they can just target Master Plan, but Mjollnir is a light monster, so in a weird scenario where like your opponent has no Bystials, but you activate you're under Maxi or something, and you're trying to play your combo out anyhow, they can just Bystial Mjollnir so you don't have an auto win, which kind of sucks. And even if you can make Appaloosa first, if you're under Maxi, they might draw multiple Bystials, and then you just SOL. The other weakness would be like Fluandereeze, a deck that just does not special summon. So there's a reasonable case where if your opponent's on Flu, they crash the Mjollnir into Appaloosa, drop it evenly matched, and then like if they can out the Appaloosa, they just do a full normal summon combo on you. That would suck. Or Dark Ruler no more too. That would obviously butt them combo off in your face despite this Mjollnir. But like that's Flu decks are few and far between these days, and even if they are, that's a very specific hand they would need to beat you through Mjollnir. And if you know your opponent is on Flu thanks to Drone, you probably wouldn't go through the effort of making Mjollnir, right? You just make the Tri-Gate Wizard build and save all of your other material for follow-up to beat them on turn 3. Maybe you'll search a Kurikara or something. That's maybe an idea. You could like play Fireball Dragon and like bounce a hand trap like Ash Blossom after you Curious it if you're skipping Mjollnir. That's a reasonable thing to do as well. So just another tech option for those of you who want something to beat Fluandereeze if they have a board breaker and are going second. That's really it, everyone. I thought this was a very interesting combo. The entire concept of Mjollnir special summoning locking them super hard I find is pretty hilarious and pretty strong, and it's just something different, right? I've been playing Kashtira Spyral for like 2 months, and it's fun to get back to Danger Spyral with a pretty concise payoff and a pretty variable extra deck. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoy the content, you enjoy the combos, I live stream 2 to 3 days a week, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And heck, if you want to see more of this, like, comment, subscribe, the whole YouTuber spiel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a good one. Bye.